Alrighty, here we are, day two. Day two, and potentially bags 3, 4, 5, and 6. Um, so we left off yesterday with these two sets, just to give you a look. This is one of them with the flying broom in Harry Potter, and in the other one we've got the famous chess set where Ron Weasley's riding, let's see if I've put it in right, riding the chess piece. So we'll leave them there, and we're now moving on to bag number 3. So the idea of this is to try and build the whole set, which has 2,135 pieces, so definitely not like the one where I'm doing with my wife the over 7,000 pieces, the Millennium Falcon, but it's still a fair bit of number if you consider that this one I'm doing on my own because I'm abroad, as I mentioned. So this is what we're going to try and do. Let's get the bag open. For those that didn't watch yesterday, I did bags 1 and 2, and also I commented the fact that now we're starting to see the paper bag with the sets instead of plastic bag. So that's a nice, interesting change. Let me put these pieces here. I've learnt my lesson not to put them across the middle of the table, because obviously I don't want to lose them like I did yesterday. They went down the actual hole. So there's these pieces, and also let's get this other little bag open, which will have probably other little ones going across. One thing I will say, I've put in the description the sets that make up the Harry Potter castle, because one of the things I couldn't understand is I remembered that the set was a very large one, and I wasn't wrong. It's just what I remembered was the bit that was the detail I didn't remember correctly, which is this set, in difference to the Millennium Falcon, for example, where it's targeted at an adult audience from a point of view of both the spend, the amount of time, the effort, the patience, etc., etc. This set's been done, so the Hogwarts Castle, the whole Hogwarts Castle, is actually made up of, I think, another 6 or 7 smaller sets, which means if you want the full castle, the one that you can see at Warner Bros. Studios, what you're actually looking at is you're having to purchase this one that's the main tower, then there's the main hall, then there are some of the classes, and then there's the basement. So all of these different bits together, I think, I haven't done the maths, it racks up to a fair bit of money, probably a bit like the Millennium Falcon. And the other thing is the piece count is probably going to be around the 7,000 mark, I would say. If you start to look at 3 or 4 sets like this one that are quite big, 2,100 this one, and the other slightly larger sets will bring about 2,000, 2,100. You're going to get to about 5,000 to 6,000 pieces. Anyway, let's dive in and let's see what we've got of nice to build today. So we've got our Hermione Granger. So here we are. Got her, the hair, and the legs, and the face. And I've got a feeling the face is going to be 2 different ones. So you've got the scared face, or you've got the smiley face. So we're going to put the smiley face this time. And this is going to go here. Legs are going to go here. And she's got her own wand as well. So this one's going to go here. There we go. And the hair is here. There we are. Probably overdone it a bit. That's quite a lot of hair. And let me get one of the magic wands. And as I was saying before, the idea is to get the set done within 10 days, which would be the amount of time I'm abroad for medical checkups and stuff. And the idea would be, if it's finished within the 10 days, then I would simply put it in the suitcase, pack it very well, and bring it back. So let's put Hermione here, checking out the manual. I do apologise for the lighting, it's not ideal. I've only got 2, plus last night, surprise, surprise, my MacBook Pro 16-inch the screen gave up, so I've had to have lent to me a monitor, external monitor, because the MacBook still works, proof in the pudding I am streaming and recording, but the internal screen has gone completely black, and there's kind of like a heat mark on the top right, so probably not ideal. I'm gonna have to bring it on Tuesday, I think it is. I'm bringing it to the Apple Store, and we'll see what they say. So let's dive in. We're attaching this piece here, we're going here, and this is using the blues and the greys, a bit like the castle type stuff. So here we've got that, we've got one of these coming across as this one. You remember that this set, in difference to the Millennium Falcon, has the red highlighting around the parts. It does make it a hell of a lot easier to see what's going on. So we've done those two bits. We've then got a grey and a blue. So here's the grey and here's the blue. These are going to go across the bottom. So two greys. Okay. So how this castle works, from what I've understood, is like lots of little environments. So one of them is here. One of them is here. And even the sets I looked up and that I mention in another moment, and also in the description, they're all like micro environments that then you join together and they make the bigger set. So that's those. Page 3's gone in the whistle. Let's move on. And let's see what we've got here. So we've got two of these strange pieces here. So these are also custom. You can see they're rounded off. They're normally not like that. It's rounded off one of those. And I'm looking for one of the greys to go across here. Here we are. So this one's simply stacking this on top of this. This one's going to come across here. And this one's going to come across here. There we are. That's gone there. Up. Then we've got one single black piece. You can see already straight away the target builder audience is younger. As I said, the box that I've got is aimed at 10 plus. So you can see you're engaging a lot less parts at once, and the parts that you are engaging are quite clear as well. Not so confusing as the Millennium Falcon one. So it's going across here, it's going across here. We're then going to use two of these and one of these, and I can't understand what that is. It's a corner. Okay, so one of these corner ones here. Bear in mind they're corner with the curve. So what we're doing here, we're putting one of these here on the end. Then you've got one of these going across here, like that. Then you've got one of those going across here like this. Yeah. And then you've got one of these like cornery pieces going across here. So can I move this maybe a bit forward so you can see it slightly better? Yeah, sorry about that. There we are. That's stuff a bit clearer. I was going to put my drops today. It's gotten quite late. It's already 11:40 roughly, and yeah, my eyes are a bit tired today. Also because again, I tried to go to the Apple store to get the MacBook sorted in some way, but it was packed to the ceiling, and they told me that the first slot available was the Tuesday. So I'm gonna have to just wait. These are the same by the looks of things. Let's see. Yeah, they're identical, and these are the same, and this one's the only other one different. And this is the piece where we're going to actually put a sticker now. So let's put that here. Piece number 14 of the sticker set. So let's see. And I haven't got my little tweezers either, so I hope I do this correctly. Anyway, 14 is this guy here. And it's going to go... That's definitely a snake, if I can see that right. Yeah. No, it's like, yeah, sort of like, yeah, weed growing or something like that. So let's put this here and try and get it straight. Not as easy without the tweezers, but hey, let's see what we can do. Like, oh dear, like so. That's not ideal, is it? So yeah, as soon as you don't use the tweezers, you're kind of in the realm of it's going to stick as it can, and that's not come out ideal, but that's what I can do without the tweezers. So that's going across here. So we're making this little micro environment. Stickers don't need. Going back here, not adding any other pieces, so we can go straight into, let's make sure to not skip anything, page 6. And on page 6 we're going to have one of these guys. Where's it gone? Come on. So we need, definitely need the magnifying glass. So one of the plant pieces, one of the circles, is that probably a grey or a black? Let me see if there is a grey. If not, if there's only the black, it's definitely a black one. Yeah, so it's the black one. Then you've got this other piece here, which is this one. Let me see if I can find that one. This one. And then there's one of those grey ones. Looks like it's the only one. So you don't have like loads of them. There we go. And what we're doing here is we're attaching this piece here like this. This piece is attaching here. Then the plant is attaching here at an angle. And then this black piece is going here. Have I done that right? Yeah, that looks about right. And then what I've got is this is going round like this, and it's attaching in this very corner here. Okay, so that's going there. My goodness, look at that. Creating some form of, let's put it up here so you can see it better, form of plants. Then we're going with one of these and one of these. This one's going to attach behind. So you started to see this use of these pieces quite a lot in like pirate type stuff, or in things like coming to mind, stuff like Jurassic Park had this sort of thing going on, where they would use these pieces to make both internal backgrounds but also external ones. So for example, in this case, the piece is both externally elaborate, because you can see it's got like, it looks like a stonework or mountain, and then on the inside it's also creating the inside of the place. So we've done that. Moving on, we've got this blue piece here. We've got one of, where's it gone? One of these. Does look like the longer one, to be honest, but yeah, here it is. One of these, one of the brown ones. And all we're doing here is attaching this like so, turning this round, attaching this here. Top of that, we're going with this one. There we are, and you end up with that piece there. This we rotate round so that you can see it like this. And then this is attaching right next to here. Like that, yeah, right next to here. There you have it. So that's right like that. Put this here in a minute, and then we've got two, one green here and one blue. And we've got two lots of the blue ones and one of the greens. There we are. The green ones then, let's put this back across here. You've got the green one going in this corner here. And then, yeah, there we are. The green one going in, there. The blue one going across here. Oh dear, I'm going to need two hands here. Hang on a minute. Bear with me. There we are. That one's gone there. And the other one's going to go here. You can't really do this with one hand. And definitely not from the position I'm in, which is sat to the left of the whole thing. So, okay, so that one's there. We're going to use one of these verticals, one of these curved ones, and all we're doing here is putting one of these, oh, let's put this here a minute so you can see it a bit better. So that one's going there, this one's going here, on top of that one this one's going here, and you're left with this set here like this, and this is going to go around like that, and this is going to attach underneath on top of here. So there you have it, that's set like that. Oh, look, I've just noticed a mistake. Needs another grey one here on top. It's like a little sandwich. And the reason I realised that was wrong is because if you go and look at this now, it's flush, and you can see it's showing that it's flush where I hadn't put it flush. And we've got another one of these, which is the mountainy type thing, and that's going above here. There we are. So that's going like this. There we are. And now we're needing one of these corner pieces and one of, where's it gone? Looks like one of these. That right? Yeah. And this is going across here, stabilizing the top of that. There we are. See, that's stabilizing the top of that. And this guy here is going instead on the inside here. That's then making that piece there. Now we're going to make another one of these, which is made with one of the grey ones. And then there's this like bolt one. So this is another piece I've not seen around in many sets. You can see it's like, you'd expect the hole there, instead it's done slightly differently. This is going above it here. And the back has no hole, and this is literally going on top here. There we are. That's like that. Yes, you can go through quite well on these, and they're relaxing the same. Again, it's not so much what you're actually building, the fact that you do it with calm, take your time. And yeah, this is what's coming out. So then we've got a square grey one here, one of these brown ones here. And you can imagine if the person building the Lego's got an age that is more towards the 10, 11, 12, they're going to have a ton of fun, because again, the thing that we lack as adults maybe a bit is the fantasy to then invent the story around it in our own way. So yeah, I think kids would definitely enjoy this set. If you're thinking of getting them for someone younger, I think they'll really like it. Here's another custom piece. So you wouldn't expect that. It's too high, and it's got like a dot on top, so that's quite interesting. Get rid of this. And so this is literally going to go across here. Is that right? Yeah. It's going across here. We're stabilizing it with this. And then we're going on top with this. That's straightened out. There we go. Got two lots of these. So these were used a lot in the Lego castle type things. Ones with the little angle across. Here we're shutting off this top part here. So two here. Two here. And you can see you're basically making environments. Then we're going to use one of these like column black parts and one of these, yeah. And these guys are going to go here, across, on the inside, can't see that. Yeah, it's aligned 2 in, so it's on the inside, so 2 in like this. And then this one's going across here. Going across here. Then we move along here and we're going to incorporate 2 more of these. We're stacking these this time like this. There we go. And they're going literally above here and stabilizing this part of the column. Then we're going for a green. And this little minuscule, this is another custom piece. You can see this, hang on. Yeah, look at that. This is super custom piece. It's like a miniature wing. And we're going to be using that now to put 1 in from here, which is going to be there. And then the wing piece is going to go here. There we are. Leave that there a minute. Now we've got one of these coming across. One of the blue ones, I would say. One of the freer black. And one of the grey. And all that's happening here is this one's going across here, like so. Seeing that all right? Yeah, so that's going across here. The freer's going across. Oh, so that's going there. Then you've got the grey going across here. Oh, do you know what? I've made actually a mistake. The length is the wrong one. So, in fact, if I do this now, you'll see that it's right. So 1 across here, the grey one across here, the black one across here, one across here, and this is going to attach right across here. Yes, there we go. And that's going to attach literally there. Okay. So that's built that bit now. So now what are we looking at? We're looking at the shorter blue, the grey, the sort of C-shaped black, one of these green ones, and one of these. So this guy's going across here. There we go. Then you've got these greys here. And this one's going across here. The C shape going here. So goes the C shape, and this is literally getting added to the end here. There we are. So that's made this piece. There we are, like that. And now we're using 1 black one, 1 grey one, 1 black, 1 grey. Put that here. And the black's going across here. Yep. And this guy's going inside the back here, so like that. There we go. Pretty straightforward. Now we're using one of these and one of these. And this is going across here. You can see it. Just about. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to move it slightly forward because you can't really see it. So this is going here. And then this flat piece is going across here. So, there we are. There we are. And then put this back here. We're using one of these. And here's another custom piece. You can see that's using an angle. And this is literally going to go with this on top. And this on top is going like this to the side. so that it ends like that. I put it in. You can see that's created a corner piece there that's blocked like that. Then we're using one of the, where's it gone? This guy here and this guy here. Okay, this is going one grey here and one going across here. There we are. Voila, and that's that done. Now we're using, oh, there's going to be another column with stickers, so one of these, two of these little bits here, 1, 2, this cup like thing here, this forward facing 2-holer one here, and that's about it. And what we're doing with this is we're putting one on top like this, one on here, one here, and that's created that top bit. Then this is going across the top here, like so. So you end up with something like that. And then we're putting sticker number 4. So let's see what, no, is it number 4? No, it's not, number 12. That's, 4 was the step of the manual. So sticker number 12. Going straight across here. Let's see if I can get it straight, because without tweezers and with my eyesight, this is not the best thing to be doing. That's normally my wife would say if it was straight or not. And instead, I'm not very able to do that on my own. Let's see if how good it comes. Yeah, I suppose it's not massively crooked. Let's say that it's clear to me that the stickers are not ideal. I mean, this one's going here. We've gotten as far as that. This one's going across here. And I've already lost under here probably the black piece. Going across here. No, other way around, like this. There we go. And that's what that looks like. And ta-da, as you put it, where's this going to be put? Right in line with this last column piece here. So if we put that here, that's literally going here. Yeah, look, it's starting to look pretty good inside. Here it's going to use one of these across, what, the top here probably to fit it. Yeah. So that's straight. This is going across here. And it's blocking in both the little piece here and that one to stop them from falling apart like that. And then we're going with 2 of these, 2 of these, 1 of this, and 1 of this. There we go. So start building from here. We've got, sorry about that, we've got light brown, and we've got column going across like so. We've then got this guy going here, and we've got another one going across, and we've got this one going across here, and get it in, yep, and the last one is the grey one here. So from the outside that looks like that, and what I can guess by looking at the box is this is going to be the underneath part of the castle. So the main tower is resting upon the rock, if you remember, and if you look at the Warner Studios, like the full model, you can see there's all a mountain part underneath, and this is literally that part there. Here where you start to see this part grows, where the castle starts to be developed. So you'll see that for sure either one of the smaller towers or something like that come up from here. We've then got a dark piece of grass or plant there, another light one there. We turn it around, we've got one piece growing off of here. So this is literally going like this, That right? Yeah, we've got a piece going across here, like so, that. And we've got a piece going across the inside, which looks like it's just literally, is that attached? Oh, it's attached in the corner. Okay, that's interesting. So down here, there's a corner piece. There we are. And that's kind of what it looks like. See, it's coming across there. Let's see if I can shine some better light on it. Yeah, it's not, my lighting's really bad. I apologize for that. But this is kind of what it looks like inside. It's quite, it fits in well with the atmosphere. We've put the plant, and now there should be only a few little pieces, which are, so one dark grey, two dark greys, circle light grey, two of these, yeah, and one green there, and then you're left over with some spares again that I'll put away. So we're going circle, square, green, grey stony on this side here, dark grey here, stony type here. Okay, there we go. And this one's going literally on top of this. So that's like that. All right, and that's actually, I think, completed bag number 3, because it's having me have some spares that I'm going to put away here before I lose them. Some spares, not that many. You get a few wands, spare wands. That's pretty good. Put these away. One of the things I will show you when I get back home is we've got a Harry Potter wand that our son wanted to get, so we'll show you that one. Looks pretty good. We're moving on to bag number 4, and see, we're actually working still on the environment, so actually I will carry on. Let me just get bag number 4. Here it is. Get that open. Get these out. This has got in another 1, 2 smaller ones, a few longer pieces in this one, making sure there's no more there, and let's move these across, a few longer pieces there, and we've got 3 lots of these. Always wary of these. The one thing with the paper bag is they've got like a wax on the inside, which if you just pull it, I can imagine these going flying everywhere. And so let me go here. Some initial pieces there. Oh look, and they stick on the inside as well. So let's get those out. And so this bag number 4 is comprised of 3 additional bags. So let's get this one open. This is going here. Oh, quite a lot of bits in this one. I would say about 30-40 pieces in this one. So it's a fair bit. Let's get rid of the paper. Make sure I haven't got any stuck on the inside. That one's okay. And we're going to take this back then. I was too quick to dismiss it. There's still more bits coming. So we've got, for those of you that have built back in the 2000s, around there, the castle Legos, the medieval ones, these are typical pieces that were used in that set there. You'd have the archways made like this, and the doorways, and other stuff like that. So let's put this here. Then we're going to stack 2 greys. 1, 2 greys, and one of those. Make sure I get the right one, because I don't want to mess it up. There it is. This is basically going, oh, it's going one of these. That's going on top of it. It's going on top of it like that. I'm going on top of it again. And this one's going here. By the way, for Halloween, I was thinking, since we are in the month, Halloween's coming along quite quickly. I was curious to know if you had a set you wanted me to try and make. I might do that. So if you want to put any suggestions in, you feel free to do that. And if it's something feasible and not too over the top, I'll be happy to do it. So one of these, and one of these. This one's going here, attaching here. So you can see, I'll show you in a minute. I'll turn it around. You can see the castle starts to build upon itself. This one's going here. This one's going here. So if in fact you look at it the other way round, there you are. You can start to see that the part of the castle is emerging from the stone bed that's there, and that's what we're actually building now. So I've done that. One smoothie, like my wife says, I think it is this one. One's shorter smoothie. And one of these. And this is simply going to go, let me see if I can put it somewhere where you can see it. This is fine. The longer one's going to be here. This one's going to be here. Then that wasn't just one, but two of those browns like that. Let's see to get the second one. Here it is. One there and one here. There we are. So that's those across there. So don't forget, this booklet won't finish with this bag because it's covering bags 4, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I'm going to stop at bag 4, but then the rest of the manual will be for the other parts. So let's go with the blue and with one of the greys. This is going in the corner here. There we are. You know what, I've got to make sure that that's actually right, because that isn't grey and that's my not seeing well. Actually grey, is that actually even a grey? Let me see a minute. Yeah. So the grey is going to go here. Put that in like that. There. Then you've got two lots of free like this. And one on top of the other. Oh gosh, one on top of the other. Oh, come on, man. one on top of the other. It's not very good building, is it? One on top of the other. This one's going here. It's on there. Then we're going to get the big grey piece here, going across here. Definitely need two hands for this. That's going across there. Then we're getting one of these. Stick that there, that's going here. And then you put it on the side, and this one here, again, like so. Then, two lots of these grey ones going across to here, to here, and then another one at the end which is comprised of another grey one. It's going here, and this one's going here. Voila, that's going like that. Then we're getting one of these black ones here, and one other of these like bowl ones here. That's going literally here. So let's put that through the last one here, and then this one's going across here. The black one's going, there we are, and that one's like that. 2, and that, got the second one, got the black one, okay. Ah, so this we're making a rather larger piece of the set now, because this one's going to go with a tower like this, and this piece is literally just going to attach, if you can see that right, it's going to attach here. That right? Yes, that's going literally across, there we are. So now you're left with this piece like that, there we are. And that. And now we've got 2 of these C-shaped black pieces coming in. 1, 2. Got one of these. So this the dark grey, the blue, dark grey, and short dark grey. What's happening with this is we're doing, let's see, move this out the way a minute, doing that like that, C shape going backwards here, C shape backwards here, C shape forwards next to it, then this, that should be leaving 4, so I know that that one's for sure right, and this one's going on top here, and then this one's going across here. And yeah, it's leaving 4 there. So let's put that there. And let's see now what it's... yes, we're building definitely the foundations of the castle. Because at this point, this is like this. And we are... if I put it like that, we are going to attach... how's this actually attaching? With the blue coming across here, so it's literally like this, am I right? Because then we've got one hole and then the yellow, so that's right like that. Yep, might move this slightly back a bit so you can see it a bit better. Okay, so we've got that bit, then we've got 2 greys going across here, which are 1, 2, these are going to just basically build the foundation here. 1 here and 1 here. Stop that from wobbling, and it also secures the bottom of the base of the castle. And then this is coming across here. Wait a minute. Coming across here, we've got 1 square and one of those ad hoc pieces over here. So we did a similar one before. This is doing as one of these on top, and it's going to go in the furthest corner here, like so. Okay, then we are going to take a longer dark grey, shorter grey, and one of the squares. There we go. And this is literally going like so, going here, shutting off this piece here. Make sure I put it in right. This is one of the things that I used to love about Lego when I was younger, is it would make up environments where you could then play and like invent stories and stuff. It was so much fun. And this one's going here, and you're left with it like that. Okay, that one's done. Okay, moving on. Got it this angle here, and we've got 1 dark grey, 1 light grey, and a green little like wedge there. And this is going to go 1 grey across here. That right? On the outer side, yeah. So 1 here. Then it's going to go one little green across here. So, green across there. And then the darker grey is going across here, facing, oh, sorry, facing, not always the easiest, facing the other way. Okay, so we've got that far, then we need one of these. Is that a light? Dark grey looks like a dark, so it's probably going to be one. Or also not, because there's only one of those, so it's probably going to be these two. And two of, what's that, flat ones. So 1, 2. And here we're building just this piece here, which is basically one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these. And you know what, actually? I've got a feeling that these are wrong. These are the dark ones. We've got the dark ones. So that one's going like that. This one's going across here. This one's going across here. Oh, come on. This one's going across here. Lighter grey on top. Darker grey across here. And this is going right above here. There we are. That one's gone straight across the top there. And it's attached. Now let's see what's coming next. 33, 34. Okay, I haven't. I'm always worried that sometimes, especially with the Millennium Falcon, I've been turning more than one page at a time. This one's literally going to use a free up. And it's going here. There we are. That's gone across there. Then we've got one side piece like this, and that's two of the greys. Here we are. These are the greys that I'd confused with before. They're the lighter ones, and they definitely go here. So let's go with that. We've got one here on the top here. This is securing this top piece here to stop it from wobbling. The second one's going across here, and you'll see the third piece here is going to join. This is exactly how the medieval castles and that stuff are made. Is they're always secure the top of the corners so that it blocks all the pieces underneath. Here we're going to go with one grey here and one of these across here like that. And then that's going next to here. There we go, that's like that. And we've got one square, one of these, and one of these going across here. Ooh. Oh, see, I had to drop it sooner or later. So there's one piece that fell. Thank goodness it didn't get lost inside carpets or stuff. So this one's going across here like this, and this guy's probably going to go across here like that. There we are. And it's going to go one across here, so like so. This is probably going to be either a portal or window or something, or going in where you can actually go across. So then we've got the big grey piece going here, which is literally going to shut that off completely. Okay, so probably the more interesting side of this one is actually through here. Yeah, you can see that's kind of making a sort of external piece of the castle. And then we're using the tower, as he used to use a lot of these as well in the older castle sets. This would go across here like that, and it would make an archway on the inside. So there's the archway coming in nicely. And By the way, if you're interested in doing this set, one thing I did notice while I was looking for the specific set part numbers is that some of them, and I don't know why they would do that unless they're either not selling very well or I don't know, maybe it's lost a bit of interest. Some of the minor sets that are part of this that I put in the description on the website saying retiring soon, which will tell me that they're going to stop selling them. So if you are in the idea of doing this set, which has also pulled me into it because I thought I was just going to do this and that was it, in reality probably will end up doing the full composition of all the set, which is a bit of a problem because if they do retire them before I manage to get hold of them, we're going to be in the same situation of the Ghostbusters station, which is the one I definitely wanted to do. It was the one I was actually going to do instead of this set. But that one also, that not only is not soon retiring, has been already retired. So you can only find it in a few resellers that have kept some of the boxes, which is a bit of a shame. Some of these like historical sets, it's a real pity because then once they retire them, then you're left to either eBay or, yeah, you know, it's a bit of a pity, I think. Anyway, these two, this one, and we're looking for what is that? It's a grey circular one, so that's one of these then. Okay, these we're going to stack like, move that across there, stacking these like this, then this dark one here, and then this one's going across the bottom here. There you go. And that's gonna probably, another piece that I can't figure out how they've put it, is gonna go on the first piece there. Okay, that's interesting. Right, so it's going here. Just slot that in. There we go. That's going in there. Yeah, you can tell that these sets have like been really skewed towards the younger audience because I mean you don't need a page to put one square. That just doesn't make sense. So one square there. Oh my goodness. And a freer across. Where's the last freer? First of all, is that even a freer? Because I can't see all the way down that. Yeah, it looks like it is a freer. And here it is in fact, and this one's going basically here on the corner, this one's going here. Guess see, I could have something to say about the fact that they diluted so much the instructions, because I mean what you're looking at is 2 whole pages for 2 pieces. That's a bit mad. Okay, well, anyway, let's move on. Here we're making some kind of plant thing. So let's put that to the side a minute. Oh, I'm knocking over Mjorn. Let's put that to the side. What we're doing here is there's a pole piece. There's one of, where is it gone? This one. This is going across here. That's going across there, would look like, or is it a straight piece? Yeah, like that. Then you've got one of these grey bits going across here. And what you want is it to go straight. So one there, another grey piece along here. This looks like one of those, there was, it reminded me of a board game called Ghost Castle in the 80s, and it had like in contraptions that would move, and this one looks like one of those. This is coming across here, and the aim of the game was to not get scared. Have you go through the Ghost Castle trying to pull all sorts of like trickeries. There was a magic mirror, there was a skull, there was all sorts of really weird bits and bobs. So there those, that's come across here. There's another 2 of these going across Have I done that right? That's going up, that's going up. It's going across here. Let me just check that with a magnifying glass. I always regret, in fact, this is horizontal this way. I always regret when I don't double check because then I end up doing them wrong. So two like this, like that, and then we've got that other little end bit. And that's probably going across the bottom, okay. That's sort of something like this. Like this. Is it going all the way against? Probably like that. Then after that, and then another two of these strange bits here. And they are going downwards from the top and holding that end. So they're going like this. One's going across here. This is definitely something you either flick up or down or something that you turn because it's like super rigid. So there we go. It's like that. Yeah, what did I tell you? This is so going to go in that direction. We've got another two of these. Going back across like this. Like that. Like that. There we are, that's like that. Then you've got one of these under here. Going across here, that's just blocking that bottom part. Then you've got one of these greeneries and two of the like circular greeneries. This is going like this, and one circular greenery is going on the second one, and one's going on the, oh, they're both on the second one, okay. So one across there, one across there. This is getting attached, looks like via this. All right, oh, there we are, you end up with this. That's quite an interesting piece. Going through the holes, then it's getting a second piece. Second piece. All right, oh God, my legs. Okay, that's across like that, and this is staying like this, and this is probably going to attach. Does it fit through? Because what it wants to be doing is like forming the only piece that can attach. That's a bit weird. How do you know what? I made a mistake. This guy's going across here. This guy, no, it's not really across there. Let me just see this a minute with a magnifying glass again. So have I done that right? Put them on those two bottom ones, on the two bottom ones, yeah. And this is going in across these, so it's definitely in across this. So that's going across like this. Don't know what these circles are supposed to mean. Let's get another plant and it's putting it the other way around. Could it be like this? Maybe that is like this. Like, there we are. So it's attached here and here apparently. Yeah, that's very interesting. And what we're putting in, two of these like little pea things here, and they're going where? In the 2 center ones. So if this is like this, they're going one here. Don't quite know what this is making, but okay, one's like that, one's like this. Okay. Oh, a mechanism. Okay. So this is going across here. This guy's going in here on this one. Okay, so that's going like that. It's probably done to like turn or something. So let's leave it like that a minute. Here we're making some form of holder. So one of these, and what on earth is that? Is that dark black? Okay, so one of these. Going across here, and the black's going across here. And this is going on the end piece. Okay, this is going on the end piece, and this is attaching. This is attaching here. Okay. This is probably some kind of trap of some sort. Okay, we'll leave that like that, and then we'll figure out what it's trying to do. And we've got one of these, two of these, one of these, two of these. It's going across. Let's put this here a minute. Here, here, and this is fixing across here. It's probably stopping this from collapsing if you push on it or something. Let's go one in. There we go. That holds this, and yeah, does something. That's going like that, and then we've got one piece here, which is this one, going across here. Okay, so it's created this like jungle type thing there. Okie doke, what's left? So we've got one of these. There's about 10 pieces left. So one of these and one of these, and this is going again in this corner, shutting off the archway here. So one is going here, like so. So it's hiding basically this greenery thing here, and that one's going here. There we go. So like that, and then you've got one grey piece going across here. There we are. Moving on, one black. The three of the black ones going across here. And the black going across here. Like so, and then we've got one little flat grey and one big grey. That's going across here. Like so, and this one's going here. There we are, and that's those two together. Yeah, I'd definitely say this, but I see, look, 2 pages, 2 pieces. That's a bit mad. Okay, and one of these. What is this thing here? It's the gear piece. So the gear piece is going on the outside of here. So probably what you'll find is this is actually controlled by something. So either, look, you'll be able to either turn it or it'll spring load or something like that. So anyway, that's going across there, right in this piece here. Then you've got this sort of like a vertical 2 piece that's going, put that back as it was like this. And the 2 piece, there's 2 of them, one's going across here. That's quite interesting. One across here. second one of these across here. Okay, so there's definitely going to either be a handle or something to rotate there or something, because otherwise you can't control it from the inside. Going across here, we're making some sort of piece there. Let's get this out of the way a sec. And this is going to be one white, one black, going like so. It's going across here like this. And the black here. That. This guy's going across here. Like so. And this other black's going here. Other black here. The gear, see, yes, see, this is probably something that if you push it or turn it, then it pushes or moves something. So there we go, that's going across there, because that's where the teeth normally roll. And you've got a white and a black. And what's going to happen is this is going here. And this is going here. And you end up with something along the line of that. And you've got two smooths, yeah, smoothies, 1, 2, and 1 straight. So this now, if we turn it the other way around, you've probably got one going across here, one going across here, one going across here, and then you've got one smoothie more and 2 side bits like so. So one smooth bit's going here, one handle bit is going here, and one handle bit is going here. There we are. And that then brings us to here, which is then, okay, this is quite an interesting thing that they've done. So if we put this across here, it's actually keeping this right. This is going here, and then this is going in here. And is it going at the, what's it doing? Going at the bottom then, like this. Okay. And then if you press on the button, oh, if you pull this up, so okay, so the purpose of that basically is to do this. So if you look at it from the side, is you can push down or up from the outside the plant. Okay. All right. What's left? Very few pieces, I think. So it's going to block the bottom piece. Is done with one of these, one of this, like so. Blocking here. It's going to go down here and stopping that whole piece from coming out, basically. Let's see if I can get it in right without breaking it. What that's done now is it's made it, yeah, so you can push it through without it falling out. Okay, that's that one. Then you've got this piece going on top here. There's quite a lot of overcomplication, I think. This one's going across here. That's it here. Across here. We've got this, and the green one. And this is going one across here to block that piece in there. See, this is the problem when you start making mechanisms with Lego. is that if it's not the Technic, is that then you've got to do a whole load of faff around it just to make this work. So yeah, it's quite complicated. Just going there, then we've got a smooth one of these here, smooth one of these here. This one's going across here. Yeah. Two last pieces. These are spares. So this is going on there. And this is going, oh my goodness, what a complicated, this one's going across here to hide completely the mechanism. So if you look at that, ta-da, there's no way you're seeing that's there yet, and then plus doing it like this makes it even harder to push it down. Because then this is going, yes. And you can see that that's now turning the inside of this plant around. Okay, anyway, that's how far it's gotten. Having said that, we've reached bag number 5, which I'm not going to do now because it's already past midnight. I'm starting to be a bit tired, so I'm going to put away these things here, and we're going to see each other tomorrow, and I'll be starting to do, put the stickers, bag 5. So maybe I'll try and do 5 and 6. So that'll bring us closer to the full 21 bags in 10 days. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a lovely evening or start of the day wherever you are. And we'll take it from there with another meeting tomorrow. Bye-bye.